Bitcoin surged 5 points intraday. What happened in the market? US Senator Ted has now officially accepted Bitcoin. Is there any policy relaxation? Taiwan drafting bill may lead to Bitcoin recognized as legal tender if approved in the process. Most of Bitcoin has now bought 15,800 Bitcoins with Micro's company, with a total asset size of $5.6 billion. There have been many good news lately. Today's video will explain each one and the future of Bitcoin's operation. B-Game newcomer activities recommended yesterday. If interested, click on the video in the lower right corner for detailed explanations. The ZhongAn video shows how to get everything for free from this exchange. The highest increase in the previous TED Launchpad participation period was 6,800%. The current activity allows new users to easily obtain it without capital or cents. What about participants from yesterday? Some already got hundreds of BG coins via this series. If interested, don't miss Bitcoin. The market is very exciting. During the evening session last night, there was a wave of stretching, followed by a bearish downward pressure. What is the reason? The reason is that there was an FOMC meeting last night. In November, as expected by everyone, there was no rally. So Bitcoin experienced a pullback after the data was released. We can observe the bullish sentiment below, which is slightly better than the previous period during the high-level shock period, but not very strong. And what about the next rate hike? It's on deck 13th, and it's the last rate hike of the year. I think Bitcoin will be impacted by market changes then. The chance of a December rate hike is about 80% at present. Then we patiently wait. This is the OKEX trading pair. Let's commence our trading journey by focusing on the Bitcoin market. This is the Bitcoin perpetual contract trading pair of OKEX. Let's open it and take a look now. I think this backtest is a bit less applicable to small time periods. Let's make some changes to it today. This is the latest backtest I have drawn. I believe effectiveness is good. 0.786 setting for backtesting near market's high around 35,900 2 times ago. Below, I'll set a short-term low at 33K with a stop loss at 0.236, giving it room to move up and down. I can also see the oscillation range, which is relatively accurate, oscillating around 0.5 and 0.618. We can see that Bitcoin is influenced by the bullish impact of no interest rate hike. Bitcoin, it rebounded directly from the bottom position of 0.382 to around 0.786, with a gain of 5 points, a very high climbing speed. Obvious, this position is also where Bitcoin failed to break through in the front. So if you're a long-term contract trader, consider shorting around 25,900. Currently, Bitcoin is hard to break through, even with positive stimuli. It hasn't broken through yet. We can also observe the bulls below. Actually, I can only express not particularly strong. It cannot be compared with the volume in front, because volume is always relative. If more powerful than other, you're dominant. Bitcoin rebounds to 0.618 after wave down, aims to sprint to 0.786. At this moment, on the hourly time frame, the volume of bullish trades is currently prevailing. Let's examine the 4HR chart. On this chart, we can see the trading volume from the downside more clearly. Today's trading volume is indeed incomparable to the previous period. Everyone can see that since this wave of upward trend, the volume of the short side has been relatively mediocre, stayed overwhelmed by bulls. Recently, most people take long positions in trading, short positions only short term. You may have to exit when profit is around 1 or 2 points. From the 4HR level, we can see this is a very familiar old friend. I've also mentioned it countless times in the film. Inverted hanging question, also called the heart of design, indicates multiple parties fleeing or taking profits when it appears in a situation. A large number of parties may choose to close their positions at this juncture, or bears may commence buying in order to short at levels that are higher. After all, this is also a position in the front that has not been broken through, and it is an excellent short selling point that can be seen after this small decline. In the 4HR timeframe, bears did not continue to exert force. Instead, there was a small attempt by bulls to push up, but in my opinion, this volume is not particularly strong. then I would feel that Bitcoin has been oscillating within this channel range in recent times, with approximately 5 points of operating space above and below the current price level. If you want to trade within a range of 5 points, I recommend the entry points at Bitcoin 0.5 or 0.236. I suggest buying long at the 0.382 or 0.236 level around 33,500 to 34,100. You can choose to open a position here. It's a favorable position to enter because this is a multiple 4-hour oscillation, and then obtain the position of effective support. Observe trading volume above. Consider opening short positions at 0.5, 0.618, and 0.786. Now it's between my 0.618 and 0.786, so check the smaller time frame around 0.618 to 0.786. Open long at 0.618, close at 0.786, or short at 0.786. What about Ethereum? Recently it feels weak. All the funds are on Bitcoin. This is a good pair for Ethereum, but it will face a bumpy upgrade at the end of this year or early next year. I believe that prior to injecting this type of vision into Ethereum or the L2 layer network, you still have an opportunity to construct your own L2 sector. I've discussed the L2 sector extensively. They all have a chance. The L2 sector recovered from the bottom, actually with a 20-point increase. I think you can buy these lines in batches, not necessarily opening a contract. The L2 sector is something everyone is familiar with. If you want to hear the specific entry points for tokens like OPRB that I personally bought, you are welcome to join my DC community. I'll post the buying price, approximate price, and staggered position building price of these tokens in my Wealth Password channel later and send it to the community. Welcome to join the DC community if you are interested. Building a good position will definitely make more money than others. Let's discuss TRB again. This is the TRB OKX trading pair, and it has been relatively stable recently. That rate has always been unique, and his rate has always been exaggerated. People always wanted to limit him. The latest TRB has surpassed 125. From on-chain data, it appears that major TRB holders have not begun selling, and their average holding price is approximately $48. At present, it is definitely doubling, and as for TRB, we can observe from the 4-hour level that each time it reaches a new high, there will be a pullback in price. I believe this token still carries some risk because we are uncertain about the timing of the goldfish selling their TRB holdings. If you have a desire to trade TRB spot, I have just made it very clear and unmistakable. Every time he reaches a new high, there will be a callback. And currently we can see that this wave is also a callback. Then you can buy a little TRB when you call back if you really want to buy it. If you are a risk taker, I suggest you not to do it. After all, the increase in this wave should have already been 4 to 5 times. This is the minimum price. If we examine the cost price of ZhongAn has already earned a profit of around 161%, indicating a significant financial gain. Unknown how much more they'll earn from mistakes. If not registered, use OKX to sign up permanently and get a 20% discount. Also welcome to use BuyB or BGet transactions. These two contract companies, in my view, are the best. Welcome to use Paiwan Quantitative First Unbeatable. Then you are welcome to join my discount community. That's all for today's video. Bye-bye.